Hey everybody, Professor Doom here, and exactly what we do on this channel is we pick apart things looking for the conspiracy aspect of a story. And there definitely appears to be that related to the story of the Obama's personal chef dying in the pond while he was paddleboarding. Okay, let me give you the background of the individual, Mr. Campbell. Age 45, was working in the White House while Obama was in office, which is interesting because he's age 45 at the time of his passing. The Obamas would have been there 7 to 8 years ago. So 45, that would have put him in his mid-30s, which is pretty interesting to have somebody so young to have not established a background for himself yet to be offered a job to work in the White House. Does that really mean anything? No, not necessarily. But here's where it does mean something as far as this story goes. Okay. Sunday, allegedly the Obamas were not home. Mr. Campbell lives in Virginia. He has a wife and 2 kids, twin boys. He decides to leave his family behind at the home and come to visit the Obama's place and decides to go out on a paddleboard. Oh, and don't forget, the fortuitous aspect of this is there was another paddleboard with him, paddleboarder, who witnessed him fall off the paddleboard, go under the water, struggle in the water, go under and not resurface. But you didn't jump off your paddleboard to go and assist him? And why didn't this young man, why did he have to struggle? Because he could have grabbed a hold of the paddleboard and he would have been fine. He didn't say anything about him hitting his head. He just said that he fell off the paddleboard, struggled in the water, went under, and didn't resurface. Does not make any sense. But hold on. It gets more interesting. Why would you leave your family behind and go to the Obama's house to go paddleboarding when it seems that you can't even swim? 2, have you ever, and I don't mean this to sound racist to anybody, and anybody who's black who is listening to this report as I talk to you about it, how many people have seen black people on a surfboard or a paddleboard? So the other thing is the individual paddleboarder who was with this young man, Campbell, why did it take so long for them to, okay, I understand they halted the search for the body Sunday night. Allegedly, he went missing around 7:45 at night. The other paddleboarder, what did he do? Did he go inland? And did he call the police? Did he tell someone else to call because he went missing? Why was it so hard for them to find his body? This is a pond. Is there some kind of current in the pond that made his body go away from the paddleboard? There are so many questions about this whole story, making me wonder, did he see something he wasn't supposed to see? Was he privy to information about the inner goings-on of the house of the Obamas that perhaps maybe it was known that he was talking? They had to get rid of him. Isn't it just so crazy that he did not grab the paddleboard? Another paddleboarder did not come to assist him, and now he's dead. There's so many other questions I want to think about this here for a moment. Is he there when obviously the Obamas claim that they weren't home? But he decides, because he's a personal chef, how many days a week does he work for them preparing their food? So obviously he wasn't there at their residence in his official chef capacity. Does he have, whose paddleboard was it? Because they're definitely not showing his car and he brought his own paddleboard. Because if he was a paddleboarder and he's been doing this before and it was his own paddleboard, well, did he decide that, oh, hey, there's a paddleboard right here at the Obamas, I'm going to go give it a try. I'm going to go ahead and leave my family at home, and I know the Obamas are not home, and I'm going to go and try out this paddleboard because, damn it, I've been wanting to give it a try. This whole story reeks of a lie. And if it reeks of a lie, it is. So now the question is, why did he have to die? I'm going to leave you guys with all of that. And, you know, this young man may have been in a deeper relationship with the Obamas than what we're being led on to know about. You know, I know there's more that I'm seeing here. They won't even give the other paddleboarder's name. I have not seen the other paddleboarder's name. Isn't it fortuitous that there's another paddleboarder there to give the report to the police how this all went down? But how it went down doesn't make any sense. He struggled on the surface but didn't grab for the paddleboard. He believed that he had the swimming skills to be able to go out there on a paddleboard. And what? He just didn't have those swimming skills after all? That doesn't make any sense. And why did it take him so long to be able to find his body? The paddleboard was right there, right? Why didn't the paddleboarder, why didn't he jump in and attempt to help him? You knew he struggled and went under the surface. Are you with him? Are you a friend of his? You're not going to jump in there and try to give him a hand? Stop it. Stop it. I'm going to leave you guys with that. I went on long enough because, hey, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that there is something more behind this story. Thanks, everybody.